So I'm rekindling the storytelling challenge. I tried this a while back, a couple of months probably. Really the purpose of it was to get better at off-the-cuff speaking, telling stories, structuring them, answering questions. It's a big thing that I have to do is do interviews on podcasts, interviewing people and being interviewed, and something I want to get a lot better at is answering those questions, having good stories to tell people and being able to do it in a fun and engaging way. So I'm going to rekindle the challenge, try and do a story a day, basically take questions from the internet, questions from podcasts that I watch, and try and take them at random so that there's no prep, because half the point is being able to do this off the cuff. So I just had a quick look, found one, and this was from Toastmasters actually. So Toastmasters do a thing called Table Topics, where they have a question where you have to speak ad lib for a minute. The question was, if you could have a superhero power, what would it be? So, when I was a kid, one of my favourite superheroes was Superman. And I loved him at the time. I just thought he was one of the best superheroes ever, obviously, because he can do anything. And that was obviously something I really liked when I was a kid, the fact that he was just like all powerful. Could fly, could jump, could shoot lasers out of his eyes, all that kind of stuff. It's funny how when you get older, you start to think that Superman, I don't know, he's not as appealing possibly to older comic book fans or Marvel fans or whatever, DC fans for Superman, because it's not so cool when he can do anything. You need limitations, you need sort of drama to make these things interesting. So I stopped liking him quite so much. These days, you know, it's down to the ones who have the biggest challenges, the ones that overcome obstacles. Batman, being a real man, you know, he's just trained, he's just using intelligence and guile and all that kind of stuff. For me though, if I was to have a superhero power, I always thought the best power to have would be the ability to stop time. So I always thought that would be a really cool thing to do for a number of reasons. Partly because it's kind of limited, so it doesn't make you all powerful. I think it would make for a good... I'm sure there are some superheroes out who can do that, but I think it would let you do a lot of the stuff that other superpowers can do. So for example, Flash can run really fast, he can get anywhere in no time whatsoever. If you could pause time, all you do is pause time and you go off and you get to wherever you're going, however you like, you know, fly, get the train, whatever, and you get there super quick anyway. Or, you know, if you need to lift something really heavy very quickly, instead of being Superman and being able to lift it with your strength, you just pause time, go and get like a jack or a crane or whatever, and then lift it up with that. So, and there's just things like, I've always thought it'd be amazing to be able to pause time when you really need to, you know, when you're struggling in real life. If you could just clap your hands, pause time and get an extra hour in your life to do something that you need to do. You know, you're absolutely knackered. The simple stuff like when you've got a hangover or something and you need to do something at a certain time, instead you could just pause time, you could sleep for another 8 hours, get over it and then still do it. So, you know, from the superhero stuff to the simple things in life. So that's what I would be able to do. I would be able to pause time by just clapping my hands or something similar. So that's the superhero power that I would take if I could have one. So I hope that was vaguely interesting. I'm sure nobody's watching, but I'm going to try and do this whether anybody's watching or not, because it's to improve my own storytelling skills, my own presenting skills. So if you fancy following along, then answer the question and put it in the comments. That'd be cool. See you next time.